Then
Well, we can actually bring you some pictures of Baleba arriving at Brighton today. He's actually training with Brighton today. These are pictures just into us. So he's still a Brighton player there with the badge on his chest. But we know that Manchester United's interest in him is real. And Jay's saying that he could fit into that midfield. Jay, Fabian Hertzler says he doesn't fear Brighton selling their best players. And that, in fairness, is one thing we do know about the club. They do get top dollar.
Yeah, and you know what? That's been their model, and they do seem to go out there and replace them with more quality. They keep doing it, and that's credit to Brighton and to the recruitment staff. If they can make, you know, it's going to be like 100 million for Baleba, then it's a great coup for them, because there's a lot of money and then they can go and reinvest it.
Which they're good
but
at.
One thing I would say though, having legs and the youth of Baleba in Man United's midfield is exactly what they need. Because at the moment, they've got some very good players, Ugarte, you know, Casemiro, but he's at the end of his career. They need legs in there. They need someone that can cover ground. And I think that he would be a great acquisition for Man United as well.
Well, as the World Cup moves into the latter stages, business is starting to heat up in the Premier League. For more on the latest transfer news, as you can see, I'm joined by James Savundra. James, we've seen some major midfield moves already in the Premier League. Looking like Manchester United might be next in line to make a move. Who are they looking at?
Well, Aurélien Tchouaméni and Alex Scott remain very high on their list of midfield targets. They've missed out on Matheus Fernandes. He's joining Tottenham. We've seen Elliot Anderson go to Manchester City. Sandro Tonali will be confirmed very soon as a Spurs player as well. And we know midfield is the priority for Manchester United in this transfer window. So I mentioned those two players there. In terms of other players on this list, Felix Metscher, Ayoub Boadi, Sander Berge at Fulham and Eduardo Camavinga at Real Madrid. Now, the situation around the two Real Madrid players is slightly confused here, because Real Madrid themselves are looking for a revamp in midfield this summer. So if they are to bring in a midfielder, we know they've been looking at the likes of Rodri. They put out a statement about Enzo Fernandez, which we'll get onto later today. But if there is room for them to move on one midfielder, it's felt Camavinga could be the player who departs. So that could be a potential alternative for Manchester United. But it feels like Alex Scott and Tchouaméni are two of the top targets right now.
Muchas cosas, sabe, creo que hay cosas muy más importantes.
And this is, you know, for me, in terms of the squad, when you say overhaul.
These pictures just into us in those cars are Manchester United's two new signings. Matthijs de Ligt, they are now at Manchester United's training ground. Both will have medicals today. They're in